guys, what is going on tonight? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I am here live for my live review of this week's episode of NXT, the April 22nd, 2020 edition of NXT that took place again at the Performance Center, the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. We had a lot happen on the show we will talk about. As a show overall, I'll say it was good. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was good. There was a couple weird spots in this show, particularly that main event. That was just a little weird to me, to be honest. I felt like there was some loopholes in the rules, I felt a little bit. And also, because of Tom Phillips' botch at the end, Adam Cole has pinned the NXT champion, Adam Cole. Sorry, Tom, but that's on Michael Cole botch level. And nope, I don't think he's related to Adam Cole. But it was still a good show. I enjoyed it. It was better than last week's. I didn't think it really lit the world on fire that much for me, though. One of those shows where I liked it, but it wasn't really the best episode of NXT I've seen in the world either. Strange way to grade this one. This was a strange show for sure, indeed. So let's roll in and talk about the show. We started off, first off, getting the recap of Karrion Kross, he will be in NXT, attacking Tommaso Ciampa. And also we're informed that originally the main event tonight was supposed to be Finn Balor versus the Velveteen Dream. The Prince has a date with the Dream. Dream's says, I'll pick a time, I'll meet you here next week. So, apparently, Finn Balor had barely been attacked and is not in the building, not anywhere to be found. Strange. I don't know if that has something to do with Imperium taking him out, since he's kind of set up for an eventual match for UK title with Walter. So he will not be facing the Velveteen Dream tonight. Dream comes down to the ring and starts repeating new levels, new devils several times. He starts to address Balor how, the Prince didn't show up. He stood me up pretty much. But then out comes the NXT champion Adam Cole, who says everyone assumed whoever won Balor vs. Dream would be the new number one contender for his title. And he sees what Dream did. He didn't take out Balor, but the Undisputed Era will take out Dream, which Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong show up and attack him. And I know, I will say it because I feel like it. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? Has anybody figured out that answer yet? I don't know. I had fish tonight for dinner, by the way. I had a nice fish sandwich. Compliments of my mother. Thank you, Mom. Anyway, so I guess they said Kyle O'Reilly was not there, saying he was injured, but I'm not sure if that was that or if he just wasn't there because of what's going on right now. So they attack Velveteen Dream, and Cole gets in. It's a 3-on-1 beating. But out comes the North American champion, Keith Lee. And he fights off Strong and Fish and pounces Cole into him. Not as good as he did when he pounced him into the crowd a couple months ago, but it was still pretty good. He checks on Dream as the Era backed up the ramp. So then the main event was then made being a tag match for the main event. It will be Velveteen Dream and Keith Lee taking on Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. Obviously, they all do have history together, so that's a good way to match them all up. Then we had a match with Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart taking on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. And the heels won. Kind of didn't see a point in the match. I mean, yes, I know they were finally getting Tegan Nox, so again, having someone by her side to take out, both Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, but shouldn't we have, kept Nox and Kai, a little bit further away from each other than this? I mean, yeah, Kai won the war right now, but eventually we want to see Nox win it. And two, I'm still not sure about Shotzi Blackheart. I don't see that much in her right now. She's been getting this bigger push, and she's just not someone who's really lighting the world on fire for me. I don't know. I mean, at first I'm like, okay, new face, taking out a big name, kind of getting a pop, but to me it's just I don't see anything too unique about her right now, other than the fact that she has green hair. So, not too sure, but the heels won, so I'm like, okay, that was a little bit pointless because it really did nothing more. I mean, I know it kind of got some comeuppance last week because Tegan did defeat Raquel Gonzalez, but it's like she already lost the battle at this point. Like, why are we doing this again? I'm not too sure. We also got, so it's weird. They show us video packages. There were 3 matches for the interim Cruiserweight Championship. After tonight, everyone has had at least 1 match. It's in this round-robin style tournament for the interim Cruiserweight Championship. We did before... Well, first, we did have I'll get to the second video package in a second. But after the first video package, we had a video package for Jake Atlas. How he's here to break barriers and win the title to show people who look up to him what's possible. But before that, we had a video package for Atlas' opponent, Drake Maverick, who we know last week was one of the first people to get released from the company due to the cuts and whatnot right now because, of what's going on. And, So they played that video that he posted on Twitter, but also that he would still be allowed to participate in the championship. So I thought it was a little bit odd they kind of played this. Because I don't know if, now there's a lot of speculation going around that maybe the Maverick release was a work. I don't know for sure. Or if it's just WWE just playing on, reality. Because, I mean, I can take, NXT playing on reality. Because to me, I know that NXT is not trying to fully control everyone like, Vince McMahon does. But still is a little odd, I felt, that they used that video package. For Drake Maverick. I thought he had a pretty good match with Jake Atlas. Jake Atlas would get the win afterwards. And then after the match, Atlas was interviewed at the podium. He says he's on top of the world, and he shouts out to Drake as Drake was helped out to the back. But Atlas says he was rooting for Maverick, but the world will know his story. 1 down, 2 to go. Because obviously Maverick's getting this whole, emotional state of his release and how, obviously he's trying to make one big statement before leaving. We also start to get the video package from last week with Keith Lee, just on his journey to NXT and how he was at one point kicked out of his home for just trying to get to the wrestling business. But then it got cut off by the Archer of Infamy, Damian Priest. Doesn't care about Lee or where he came from, but all he cares about is the NXT North American Championship. Keith's picked contenders he knows he can beat. He's ducked Damian Priest because he knows he hits hard. He knows Keith likes making moments. So it reminds him of a moment he made in his first NXT main event match. He pinned Lee, which I do remember that. It was sometime last year. I think it was the first match that Damian Priest got to main event an NXT show. So he's saying he's taking his title. Which, once again, he says he's not taking it to the championship because he wants to be a champion because it means more money, more women, more fame, pretty much. So we're making official. We're going to get the one-on-one because he was in that triple threat with Lee, Dijakovic, and Priest a couple weeks ago. But Priest, didn't get pinned in the match. So he's still trying to go after Keith Lee and get a one-on-one match. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do live reactions for that. Not sure yet. Maybe. I'm not too sure. Depends on what I'm feeling up for. So we're going to get that next week. We had Kushida take on Tony Nese, which we had video packages as well. And I thought it was a good match. Kushida defeated Tony Nese by submission, which I thought was a good technical wrestling match. We also have an interview with Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher. It's more odd bromance like Riddle had with his stallion, Pete Dunne. He has a plan to show the world what a beautiful man Timothy Thatcher is next week. And he's like, what do you have in mind? And there was this weird thing wherever Riddle was saying something about how Thatcher has great blue eyes, and he's like, my eyes are brown or something like that. But it was goofy, but we'll see what they have in mind for next week. Check the live chat in the live chat. Tyler says he skipped NXT, 50-50 booking, he said. Alright, so this actually was pretty good. Well, first, before we got there, we had Scarlett Bordeaux narrates the newest video for, again, Karrion Kross, telling us doomsday is upon NXT. Then we had probably my favorite part of this show. So we're shown a lit candle, and we're shown a picture of Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae from their wedding day. So we're at the Gargano Estates, or the Gargano household, whatever you want to call it. Johnny's talking about how great a day it was when Candice became Mrs. Wrestling, but he was lucky enough to have multiple fairy tale endings in his life. He runs down his accomplishments at NXT and talks about how no one believed he could beat Tommaso Ciampa, which we did. It's just the match took a little bit longer to get there. Candice shows up, and this is the first time we've seen her since the Rebel Heart versus Blackheart final beat match a couple weeks ago. She's dyed her hair purple. She brings in dinner and says, "We did." And also, awkwardly the cup that Johnny Gargano used to protect himself down low, the trick Ciampa, was in under a display glass on the table, which was awkward, but it was hilarious. But then Johnny starts ranting about NXT, how it's a place that rewards horrible people, as he still believes Tommaso Ciampa is a horrible person, and the good guys get punished. Candice cuts in and says that's just NXT. She's been unappreciated since she's got here, and she served as a mother of the locker room, but when she needed them, they weren't there, which is kind of true, to be honest. But it happens time and time again, which is the definition of insanity. But insanity gave her clarity. She's done eating second place. And then Johnny says they can only trust each other, and they're going to tear down NXT and rebuild it. They're going to be the first married couple to reign over the brand as men and women's champ. And also because Candice is tired of being second place, or eating second, as she said, Johnny's like, you know what? You can eat first. I'll sit here and wait until you get your first bites in, pretty much. Which is weird. I actually like this segment. I mean, the Johnny Gargano heel turn still feels a tad bit forced on me. I mean, I still don't want to boo Johnny. I feel like, again, it's kind of like what they did with AJ Styles in 2016. Turning him heel just to, give him a different direction, light a little more of a fire underneath again. I feel like this Johnny was running out of options as a babyface, for sure. So making him a heel, I get it for that. But I feel like he's not going to... I can't give him actual heel heat, I feel like. Because, again, there was a lot of truth, and he was the one who should have been getting the comeuppance against Tommaso Ciampa. Candice LeRae being a heel, we'll talk about that. It's interesting because, again, she had a lot of... again, I'll talk about it in the turn looks. I didn't do the turn looks. I was waiting until to see if it actually was going to go full-fledged heel, or if it was just, just being there for her husband, basically. It's interesting to me because what she said was true, because she did back up a lot of people. She backed up Tegan Nox, she backed up Rhea Ripley, she backed up Io Shirai, so many other people. Either she got stabbed in the back, or it was like nobody ever really helped her out of the jams either, which is true as well. I'll save more though when I get to my Turner, which I will record sometime after I do this review. But this is a good segment. I loved it. I also like the effects also. Like whenever they started talking about deep stuff, like Johnny talking about what's wrong with NXT, but or Candice saying how yes, I played the motherly role, but then everybody took advantage of me, which I'm talking about that. They had this black and white special effect zipping back and forth, kind of like a mini horror style thing, and I thought it was pretty cool, pretty well shot, pretty well done by both Candice and Gargano. So we'll see where it goes. Because I'm not sure where this is going now that Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux, whatever the heck her name is probably going to go after Tommaso Ciampa. We'll see what happens. Again, I'm not sure what's next for Gargano and Candice. We'll wait and see. Again, I'll talk more though about Candice being a heel though when I do my turn alert later on. I will get that up today. And also, once again, Johnny was a gentleman. And let his wife eat first, since she always eats second. But that cup on the table and just that glass display just cracked me up. That's funnier than any of Jericho's stuff he's doing right now. I'm laughing more at the cup than Jericho and Vanguard 1's arguments, pretty much, on AEW Dynamite, which, again, I still think is funny. Let me see here. So we also get a video package for Io Shirai, who has a future title opportunity against Charlotte Flair. How, of course, I wanted to face Charlotte, but she will bow down to no one, pretty much, she said. So we'll get that match soon. Then Mackenzie Mitchell interviews Drake Maverick outside. He says Jake Atlas is great. Every athlete in this tournament is fighting for opportunity. He's fighting for his opponent and himself. But maybe everybody was right about him. So he's down 0-1. We'll see what happens in the next coming weeks. Mia Yim took on Jessie Kamea. Is this the same one that was in the Mae Young Classic? I can't remember. But yeah, it was. Because Jessie has ditched her nerdy gimmick and is now dressed in a pretty nice looking black outfit, I gotta say. So, not a bad match. Mia would eventually win with Protect Yanek, but then out comes the queen herself, the NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. She's in street clothes and has her title, and says, out of the deepest division in WWE, she wants Mia Yim first, and she hoped Mia wants it too. Mia says she's enjoyed watching Flair grow as she grows into the HBIC, but Charlotte says Mia has always been a good hand, and she looks forward to making her a star next week. But Mia's not too crazy about the backhanded comment, because again, Mia Yim was apparently Charlotte's first ever opponent in NXT years ago, which she kind of wants to see, okay, now where we come from here. I just hope they're not trying to make... The way this promo was cut, though, I just hope they're not trying to make Charlotte a babyface again. Again, Charlotte should not be a babyface, especially in this role with her trying to take out the past, the present, and the future. Now she's on the future. So it's kind of like she should still be a heel. Don't make her a babyface, please. We'll talk about that dynamic, though, when we get to Candice's video. Because that's still the weird thing. There's a lot of heels now. Like, a lot of the bigger names in NXT right now, the ones that are, like, definitely deserving the title opportunities for sure, are the heels. We'll talk about that more when we get to Candice's turn alert. We didn't have a video package for Gentleman Jack Gallagher, how his tattoos prove he can take pain. He's bringing something different to his tournament as he looks to capture the title that's evaded him for 3 years, which is true. Why is it taking so long for Gentleman Jack Gallagher to get a big push? Chelsea Green, though, was posting some really hot-looking pics by a pool, while Robert Stone's there directing her and says it's just another day for his brand, which still is just him and Chelsea Green. I still wanted to see Deonna Purrazzo get involved in that brand before she got released. Dang it! But she liked my tweet, so thank you, Deonna. So Chelsea swims over and joins him for some lounging as they run down the other women division and put her over as a future champ, which I can see happening for sure. Jack Gallagher took on the debuting El Hijo del Fantasma in a pretty good match. Was pretty impressed by El Hijo del Fantasma, but then Fantasma won the match. Gallagher lost again, which I'm tired of seeing Gallagher losing. He cut some promo in Spanish afterwards, and then we learned that next week, besides getting the NXT North American title match with Priest and Lee, we'll also get a non-title match with Charlotte Flair and Mia Yim next week. Then we see El Hijo del Fantasma talking to the camera, making his way to his vehicle. When the van of those Latino kidnappers roll up, try to take him, but he fights them off, and then they speed away. Okay, I guess it's starting to get a little too long. Where is this going? I'm not sure. But, then we get to this main event, which, again, this was weird. So, it was supposed to be Velveteen Dream and Keith Lee taking on the Undisputed Era's Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. Bobby Fish, of course, came out with the Undisputed Era. Again, Kyle O'Reilly was not there. And the bell rang. And then they just 3-on-2 attack Velveteen Dream and Keith Lee. The referee did throw out Bobby Fish when he grabbed Velveteen Dream's ankle. But while that was going on, again, this was after the bell rang. That's my thing. Damian Priest came out on the other side where Keith Lee was and took out his nightstick. And he just poked the throat of Keith Lee a couple times. And then he runs for it. And of course he goes, he gives like a nice looking evil laugh. But then Lee's struggling to breathe. And then once, Dream breaks free, he goes over and checks on checks on Lee, who again was calling over the refs. And then of course the Era continued to attack him, though, who was left out there. So here's my thing, though. The match had already begun. when Lee was taken out. So the match continues as a 2-on-1 handicap match, right? The match is official, the two opponents are official. Out of the blue, randomly came out Dexter Lumis on the apron. And Dream never really had a what the heck reaction or anything to Lumis coming out. Because again, Lumis is supposed to be this psycho character that I'm still trying to wrap my fingers around still. And Dream just tags him in like he knew he was already there. Lumis gets in the match, and he takes out... And then Bobby Fish comes out. The referee acted like he didn't even notice. And then Lumis takes all the members of the era out except for Adam Cole. The Dream came out of nowhere off the top rope and pinned Cole with the Purple Rainmaker. And of course, afterwards, we hear Tom Phillips botch big time and say, Adam Cole has pinned the NXT champion, Adam Cole. So Dream and Lumis get the win. Again, my thing though is, because this made me think back to, there was a 6-woman tag match a couple years ago, I think it was during a time when Baron Corbin was acting general manager of Raw. There was a 6-woman tag match. I can't remember. It was the Riot Squad taking on, I think it was Sasha, Ember Moon, and Dana Brooke, I think. And I think Dana got injured, taken out of the match. Or was it... No, Alexa Bliss. When she was champion. Wait, was that? No, it couldn't have been. She wasn't champ then. Whoever it was. Somebody got taken out of the match after the bell had rung. And then Bayley just randomly comes out and says she's in the match and tags herself in. But she wasn't even registered. That's not... I had the same sense here with Dexter Lumis coming out and just randomly replacing Keith Lee after the match had already begun. I was confused. I'm it just didn't make sense to me, personally. So they win the match, so that's obviously the way they're going to set up for Velveteen Dream to get his title opportunity eventually, probably in 2 weeks, I would say so, with Adam Cole. I'm so confused by that. That main event was just weird, for sure. Again, so that happens there, and yeah, that's going to do it. That's my review for NXT. Weird show, but there's still stuff I liked about it. I gave it a B. A B for NXT this week. What match pisses you off? To me, Bryan and Lesnar for Survivor Series. That pissed him off. Really? I like that match. A match that pissed me off? Let me see here. Wow, there's too many that say that pissed me off. Where do I even begin? I really can't tell you. There's a long list of matches that have pissed me off over the years. I don't know. I gotta go back to some my worst matches I gotta do. I know there was a filler match. It was my worst match of the year from 2017. It was a random 4-on-2 handicap match on Raw, a couple weeks before WrestleMania, and it was the Raw that Mick Foley was fired as Raw GM, and then Stephanie McMahon started just punishing every superstar who supported Foley. I think it was Seth. No, I think Seth counts at the end of the show. That's when Seth and Triple H had that beatdown, revealing that Seth's knee was okay for the wrestle at WrestleMania. I know it was Bayley and the Bar, at least, because this match involved the Bar. Anyways, I remember this match because I thought the booking made no sense. So the Bar was being punished for supporting Mick Foley. So they were supposed to be in a triple threat match at WrestleMania, which ended up being a fatal 4 when the Hardys returned. So so it was going to be a 4-on-2 handicap match. Sheamus and Cesaro, before they called themselves the Bar, taking on Enzo and Cass and Gallows and Anderson. And the Bar had to win this match to keep them in the match at WrestleMania. But then, before the match starts, Enzo and Cass cut this really good promo about how they wanted Sheamus and Cesaro out of that match. But I'm thinking, you have had how many battles over the past year with Gallows and Anderson? How on earth are you going to get along with them? And as soon as the Gallows and Anderson came out, they just started brawling for no reason. And then they pretty much took out Gallows, just threw Anderson back in the ring, and they stood there and let the Bar defeat them to keep their spot, when they just said they wanted to take them out of the match. That was bad booking. It pissed me off. Yeah, botched by Mike, I mean Tom. Yeah, because that's literally a Michael Cole style botch for sure. But that's going to do it for this NXT review, guys. So the plan for the rest of the night, I'm going to record the turn alert for Candice LeRae after, because I am ready to record the final part of my Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban Let's Play. I will record that tonight. While that's exporting on my other computer, I will make the turn alert for Candice LeRae's heel turn. And then I will take a brief break from my video games for a couple days, but the next stream I definitely want to get done. Like, the next thing that I want on my list is my Major League Baseball preseason predictions. Even though we have no clue when the season's going to begin, I just want to get some baseball rolling back on my channel again. But the next video game Let's Play will be Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Even I don't like the PC game too much, but I'll talk about that when we get there, of course, as well. But guys, a lot of stuff I talked about in this video. Again, there was a lot that happened on NXT for sure, and some stuff besides NXT we talked about. But that's going to do it for this review, guys. Again, NXT gets a B for me. What are your thoughts on NXT this week? Your thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video, subscribe or comment on my channel, and follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93. And guys, I will see you guys later. Stay tuned for my finale of my Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban PC gameplay, and my turn alert for Candice LeRae. So until then, guys, have a great night. I will see you all later. Peace out, everybody. Yeah, no, I will surprise. There's no escape.